Meet the Kenyans running their very own manufacturing company in Missouri, USA.
We're making parts for Mercedes, we're making parts for Nissan, we're making parts for Toyota, we're making parts for Honda.
And how they went from being employees to employers with 26 workers both local and foreign.
It's not very easy at all, and you have to jump a lot of hoops.
Yes, today on Daring Abroad, we shine a light on the resourceful James Muchichu and the tenacious Patrick Wambugu.
You can't quit on yourself. Yes, you heard that right. Two individuals, both Kenyans, one dream employing Americans. Yes, that is what we have in store for you on this show today. My name is Michael Zimanje, and Daring Abroad starts now.
It's 9 a.m. on a sunny Carrollton morning. Workers at Mid-Missouri Tool and Plastics are busy engaged in production. Now, what makes this particular manufacturing factory interesting is not the products they make or the efficiency of its workforce, but rather the owners of the business. You see, Mid-Missouri Tool and Plastics is owned by a couple of Kenyans, namely James Muchichu and Patrick Wambugu.
My role in the company is to help with operations and help steer the vision of the company, bring in new clients, find investors or whatever tools or tricks or nicks that we need to keep us going in the right direction, which is to scale Mid-Missouri Tool and Plastic to be one of the biggest tooling and engineering companies here in the state of Missouri and in America.
Located some 112 kilometers from Kansas, Mid-Missouri Tool and Plastics was founded in 2009 and began operations in 2014 with the purpose of manufacturing molds and components. James Muchichu is its president.
The parts are called baffle or acoustic parts. Those are Class C parts, parts you never get to see in your car. What they do is they make the car comfortable, where you don't get the noise coming from the road to the cabin. They also filter dust and also make the car quieter. So they are Class C product that you never get to see on a car, but they all go into the cavity of the sheet metal. What happened is with Automotive, because our parts go to majority of the big OEMs, which are, just to mention a few, we're making parts for Mercedes, we're making parts for Nissan, we're making parts for Toyota, we're making parts for Honda, but we are tier 2. So how it works is we have OEM, who we call original equipment manufacturer. An example like Ford or GM or Chrysler or Toyota. So our customer who are tier 1 get the job or the quotes from the OEM. Once they get the work, then they give those work or contract those work to other sub-suppliers, which are tier 2, and we happen to be part of the part of the sub-supplier to tier 1. So we make the part, we ship the part to tier 1, and the tier 1 take our parts and ship it out to the OEM. Part of our processes is we do receive the raw material, which we call the inputs that we introduce into our process, so we can make the finished good.
Okay.
So how we receive our material, we have what we call FIFO, is fast in, fast out.
Okay.
That's kind of the process on how we receive our raw material. We have a chart here that shows you the color code. If it's on yellow, it will receive in January. If it's in blue, it was received in February all the way to December. Okay. So we call it color coding. So when the material handler comes in, they're gonna pull the oldest material first to take to the production line. So this is an example of the low material that comes out in the form of pellets.
Pellets, okay.
Yes.
It's basically plastic.
It's plastic
Yeah.
in form of pellets.
Okay.
So this material get sucked into what we call the conveyor
Through here.
through here.
Okay.
There's a vacuum process. And it fills the conveyor, and then the material gonna go through what we call the barrel
That way.
that has heater beds. So the heater beds introduces heat, and the heat melts the pellets into a molten state, and then that get ejected into the mold.
Okay.
And once it gets injected into the mold, it forms.
Yes.
The mold has what we call a cavity. So the molten material fills the cavity, and then you get the final good, and then it's ejected, and then you have a final part. Then he's gonna take the part.
Yeah. Like this.
Yes. Then he's gonna inspect the part, make sure the parts meet the quality standards, and then once the parts are acceptable, then it goes into a box, and the
But
box.
then, this is just an example of a unit made. So are there different things, different shapes,
Yes, they are
coming
different.
from the same place?
These two only makes
Oh, this one
two
only
parts.
makes this.
We have a left and a right. So if we need to make other parts, then we have to take the tool out and pull a new tool to make a different part.
So each part has its own tool.
Every part has its own
Inserted
tool.
in the same place.
Yes.
Okay.
So we do rubber and plastic. And plastic, we have nylon, we have polypropylene, we have different types of material.
What did you say this is?
This is rubber. You see
This
how,
is rubber.
how
Oh, yeah.
flexible it
Yeah,
is?
this is rubber.
Yes, it's rubber. So all those are polymers. We have plastic, we have rubber, but those are the most common ones we run here in our facility. So up here,
This, what is all this?
those are what we call die or molds. This is actually what we put in the molding machine to make the parts. So all these molds are designed for different type of parts. Yes.
Wow, well done.
Now, an area that Mid-Missouri Tool and Plastics excels at is reducing the risk of defective parts. This is through the extensive production process and commitment to timely implementation of solid corrective actions focused on quality improvement. Considering where their products end up, this quality and reliability is not only welcome but also necessary.
This part here, this part goes to the new Rivian electric truck. It's called a water shield, and it prevents the water from entering into the cabin.
Okay.
So this is part of the process. This one is a carrier. We make this, then it goes to the next process where we assemble a gasket, and then once we assemble the gasket, it becomes a complete part, and then we are able to ship it out to the customer for the final assembly.
Wow.
So it's a two-step process where we make the carrier, we assemble before we can ship it out. This one, we call it inspection mark. That means she went through all the process and the part is a quality part, and then she can put it in the box. I have more than 10 customers, but my biggest customer or my main customer are three. One is called Sika Automotive. The other one is called Yosufuku USA. Is a Japanese company, and the other one is called Parker Automotive. They are also a Japanese company, but based here in the US.
Quite inspiring from James and Patrick in the United States. Time for us to go on a short break, but we'll have more on these daring duo. Welcome back to the show. Today it's all about inspiration as we follow the journey of two inspiring Kenyans who are able to come from being employees to employers and employ Americans in the United States. This is that story. Nyahururu native James Muchichu and Othaya-born Patrick Wambugu have been running their very own manufacturing company by the name Mid-Missouri Tool and Plastics in Carrollton for some time now. Their speciality is the manufacturing of molds and components that mostly end up in motor vehicles, some of which are household names like Ford, Nissan, Mercedes, and Toyota, to name a few. This is the company's 10th year in operation. So, how were these two foreigners able to have such an impressive operation abroad?
I did engineering, my first engineering degree in JQuat. I did a Bachelor of Science in Agricultural Engineering. I graduated in 2002. Then in 2003, I relocated to US, where I came to on a student visa to do my master's degree in industrial technology. So I did my industrial technology degree from 2004 2005 and graduated with my master's degree. And then thereafter, I joined a manufacturing environment where I have had a position starting from a technician, an engineer, and a manager. Finally, in 2002, I found an investor who used to be my supplier. I used to be a quality manager for a company, a big company. And then one of my supplier, we kind of met, and he had the interest to sell his business because he was getting ready to retire. And I showed some interest.
I graduated with my bachelor's degree in economics in 2008. That also happened to be a time where the economy worldwide tanked and there was no opportunities. So what happened was I lost my apartment. I was trying to look for a job. I didn't have a place to work or make a living because I was so keen on getting in the business world. That's all I wanted to do. That was my passion. And after a couple months, I realized it was not going to happen. So I got into healthcare like most of my peers. So after a few years of continuing to have that burning spirit to be an entrepreneur, I met James. James has been my friend for a long time. So we were talking and we were sharing about, this was probably 2016, 2017. We were sharing how we need to be entrepreneurs in this country. And we got together, we started saving money together, and we would put money in the same checking account, hoping to grow it and make it, at some point, we'll find an investment that we're gonna do. And our friend Anthony Chega was with us during that journey. And at some point, Corona came and we felt like we have no opportunities, we don't know what to do. So we actually took the money and split it up. But a year later, another opportunity came in, and he called me one day after he came to the factory and told me he had found an opportunity and he felt like collectively we would be able to take it to the next level and grow it as a company. And I did not think twice. I told him we would do it, and we've been doing it.
That's how they got their start. Since taking over, the duo have been able to grow the business and build a competent team of both locals and foreigners.
Our first shift starts from 6 o'clock to 4:30, and our second shift starts from 4:15 to 2:45 a.m. in the morning. Monday through Thursday, 4 days a week, 10 hours, 40 hours a shift.
We are very proud to partner with Norbert, who we called after a very dire situation. We had one of our drivers and inventory guy stop working with us, and we called Norbert, and we have known him for many years.
What does he do?
He's licensed to drive heavy trucks and machinery on the road. We have our son of Anthony Shege, who is our friend. His son Lenny works here in the factory. My son is also here like today working, and we are happy to help inspire the next generation of young people into engineering.
Still on matters growth, Mid-Missouri Tool and Plastics also have a semi-truck that has the capability to pick up raw materials and also ship finished goods to the receiving dock of their clients. According to the duo, one big aspect that they have to adhere to are laws, and because of that, Mid-Missouri Tool and Plastics is ISO 9001 certified, which is a requirement for the automotive sub-supplier. Patrick, who has a bachelor's degree from the University of Kansas, a master's as a psychiatric nurse practitioner, and a doctorate in behavioral health from the University of Fred Hardimont in Tennessee, says they are open to hiring more Kenyans, but the qualifications are quite high.
It is very possible. We are always looking for skilled work, especially being out here. And if you get on our website, you can drop your resume. We'll look at it. And there's visas and things like that, sometimes that can be afforded to this high-skilled labor. And we would be open to looking into that. We would need graduates with some kind of experience in manufacturing, engineering of some sort, and we would reach back out to you and let you know if you're a good fit or not.
But he does admit the process is tedious.
Yeah, it's not very easy at all, and you have to jump a lot of hoops to get here. But for the right candidate, we would be open about jumping those hoops with you and trying to get here if you can add to what we are trying to do.
James and Patrick are a testament to when luck meets preparation, but despite the journey, they are grateful for all. They do, however, admit that the key to their success is commitment to learning and keenness to seizing opportunities.
I've been in manufacturing for 18 years, and most of the stuff we do here is stuff that I've been doing for the last 15 years. So the only thing I can say is learning this type of business, you kind of have to understand and learn every type of process, starting with human resource, hiring people, firing people, accounting, making sure the money is being allocated where it's supposed to go, engineering, shipping. You get to understand every single process, so you have the capability to be able to manage the entire business.
I think especially for us here in diaspora, and I would say also in Kenya, or humans in general, it's very important that when you have a niche, you have an idea, you have a goal, that you never quit on that, because sometimes things don't happen on our timing. But if we stay in the arena, praying, working hard, and doing everything we need to care for ourselves, brain health, everything, at the right time, the opportunity will come. And if you have a clear vision of what you want, you'll be able to identify those visions and opportunities and embrace them when they present themselves. I'll say this as an example of being an entrepreneur sometimes involves birthing ideas and bringing those things and telling the universe what you need. And I want to say it again, and I cannot say it enough times. If you put it out in the world that you want something and you let the universe know, it has a way of aligning the forces and making things happen on your behalf.
Wow,
It just happens like that sometimes.
Wow.
And you have to be a believer. And you can't quit on yourself and believing in your own dream.
And that's daring abroad. Yes, and that is how it is done. Truly, you can achieve anything if you're committed to your cause. Many thanks to today's guests there in the United States for that piece of inspiration. Now, before I let you go, remember our team has been camped in Australia with our Daring Abroad investment forums. We would like to thank everyone who participated, as well as our sponsors who are able to make the event a success. But do not worry, we shall have more in the upcoming months in Germany, in the UK, in America, and in Canada. Now, for now, this is how we wrap up. On behalf of the team responsible for this week's episode, we say many thanks for watching, and let's do this again next time.